What if I told you by the end of this video you will be 10 times more productive and all you have to do is just watch it and take action? Sounds like a pretty good trade to me. If you just stumbled across my channel, my name is Nick and I make vlogs documenting my life and then videos like this sharing what I learned along the way. So I remember back before I started looking into productivity, I would tell myself, all right, when I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna do this and this, and then my day is gonna be so productive. And then morning comes around, I'm tired, I don't want to get out of bed, and I just end up grabbing my phone, looking at Instagram. Before I knew it, I just tricked myself into wasting another day. And I'm sure you've been in this situation before. And the first thing I realized is you need to create momentum in the mornings. And I can't stress this enough. Like when you wake up, your actions set the tone for the entire day. So if your first choice is to just scroll on Instagram and lay in bed, subconsciously, you're telling yourself, hey, I'm going to be lazy today. Instead, I want you to try this. The night before you go to bed, write down 3 things that you absolutely need to get done the next day. And prioritize the list in the hardest task to the easiest task. This way, you don't wake up and are like, what should I do today? You just attack the day with a plan. So you wake up, brush your teeth, go to the bathroom, make your bed, whatever you need to do, and then you just get straight to work. Like whatever's number 1 on that list, you need to sit down and just knock it out. In the beginning, this isn't going to be about motivation. Discipline is going to be the driving factor. And believe me, you're going to be tired. You're not going to want to be there working, but you need to push through that resistance, and day by day, it'll get easier. It's the same thing with going to the gym or exercising. Everyone hates it at first, but then you learn to appreciate it and love it. Now that you've got your list and you're up, here's the next thing I want you to do, which is time blocking. And what I mean by this is set aside specific chunks of time for each task. If you don't, you're just going to end up getting distracted. Someone's going to call you. You're going to scroll, see a notification, and just jump between things without actually really accomplishing anything. And I used to do this all the time, and it was a mess. I'd start editing a video, then I'd get a text from a friend, then I'd stop, reply, maybe, I need to check Instagram now. My friend sent me a bunch of stuff, like watching reels, and then before I knew it, an hour just went by and I hadn't done anything. I also used to do this one a lot, which is, I'm just going to put my work on this screen, and then on my second monitor, I'm just going to throw up a YouTube video and just kind of watch it in the background while I work. And we all know how that goes. Just spend the whole time watching the YouTube video and barely working. So before you start your first task, give yourself a set amount of time. Let's say 2 hours. And for those 2 hours, there are no distractions. Like you're not going to touch your phone. You're not going to get up from your chair. Like maybe, sure, you can go to the bathroom or whatever. But other than that, you're just going to work. And then once those 2 hours are up, allow yourself to take a break, go outside, get some fresh air, and do whatever you want for like 10 minutes, and then come back down and start the next thing on your list. This is what separates the people who actually get stuff done versus the people who just are busy all the time. You know what I mean? Staying busy doesn't really mean that you're being productive. You gotta focus. And what you'll start to realize is that when you work with intention, you'll get things done so much faster. Like during school, I used to hate, and I mean like hate writing essays. So what I would do is I would play video games, I would watch some YouTube until it was like 2 hours before the assignment was due. And then I had no other choice but to just lock in and get it done. And in that time, I'm sure you've experienced the insane productivity of I need to get this done. And that's essentially what we're doing here without the stress of a deadline. And that brings me to the next point, which is to eliminate distractions. Like if your phone is a problem, put it on Do Not Disturb while you're working. This is going to be specific to you, so you have to really be honest with yourself. What are your triggers? What is going to stop you from being work? Maybe it's working at home. Maybe you need to get out of the house to go work, like go to the library or something. So be honest with yourself with these little triggers. Like I used to tell myself lies and say, I can watch a YouTube video while working. No, I can't. And you can't either, because if you clicked on this video, you want to be more productive, which means you aren't being productive. So you have to be focused when you work. You have to create an environment where it makes getting work done seem easy, because just a little distraction can set you back around 15 minutes. It takes time to get back into the zone when you're working. So it's best to just avoid them in the first place. to ensure that you stay focused and actually get your work done. Now, the last tip, which may seem counterproductive, but that's actually just to take breaks. I used to think if I wanted to be productive, I just had to sit down and grind for like 15 hours a day. But that's just not the truth. Like, you need to take breaks. Your mind needs a rest. Think about it. Your mind isn't a machine. You're not a computer. And I know we've all had like those long study sessions or those long work sessions, and you just feel brain fried at the end of it because your mind is just so overwhelmed. So you need to pace yourself and then take these little breaks. So here's a practical example. Let's say you're working for a solid 2 hours. Then after that, you're going to take like a 10 to 15 minute break, step outside, get some fresh air, do something that is going to reset your mind. This doesn't mean pick up your phone and start brain rotting on social media. Just go maybe take a nap, go lay in your bed for 15 minutes. And then once you feel refreshed, then come back and focus on your work again. And you don't need to feel guilty about taking breaks. It's actually going to help you work better and faster in the long run. Because remember, this video is about being efficient and productive, not about just working the most amount of time. Like, I want you to be able to get done what would normally take you 5 hours in just an hour. That way you can free up more of your day to do stuff that you actually want to do. So there you have it, my roadmap to productivity. If you liked the video and got some value out of it, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.